We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She's a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug, not talking Disney on this bonus episode. We are talking Vegas, baby.
Adult Disney.
Adult Disney,
Not really.
yes. I spent 3 nights in Sin City, and a lot of our listeners messaged us and wanted to hear more about it. So we have a bonus non-Disney episode coming to you.
Let me just tell you, the highlight of Derek's trip to Vegas was the random text messages at like 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central, where you're just awake and wandering through casinos because you cannot sleep in.
No, I physically can't. And now people know about that more. But yeah, I was up at 5 a.m. the very first day. So that's 7 a.m.
I'm glad you
our
waited to bother
times.
me.
And then the next day I was up at 7 a.m. And it just blows my mind that even if I go to bed at 2 in the morning, Vegas time, I'm still getting up at Central Time when I would normally wake up to take care of kids. So I was tired. I actually slept in today, Doug.
Wow. Well, that's newsworthy. Well, let's start off. So you went to Vegas. Who'd you go with?
Well, I actually went with one of our Patreons, Andrea and her husband Ryan, our Patreons and good friends. They are celebrating a golden birthday. I won't say what birthday, but we'll say forever 21, because that's what you do in Vegas. So
No, I'm 29. You don't want to be 21.
okay, 29 they were, and so we went down there to celebrate.
Did also go with your wife, correct?
And my wife as well.
Yes, there you go.
There you go.
Okay,
So
Madison went.
double couples, and it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, I get to travel with more Patreons in the future. So if you want to be a part of our Patreon community, you got to click the link in the show notes. But yeah, it was great to do Vegas with friends, and it was really great celebrating birthdays with them.
All right. Where'd you stay? That's an important thing about Vegas. On the strip, off strip, downtown?
We stayed on the Strip. We stayed at Mandalay Bay for 3 nights. We chose Mandalay Bay mostly because of the pool. If you Google search,
Wave pool?
there's a wave pool and a lazy
Huge.
river and a few other pools and giant pool bars and restaurants.
Sharks.
There was no sharks. There is an aquarium, but there was no
Yes.
sharks.
There's
So-
no sharks in their aquarium?
Well, I didn't go through the aquarium.
Oh,
I'm
you
just
didn't
talking
go
about
to
the
the
pool.
aquarium.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, there's sharks.
There
gotta
are
be
sharks. There's sharks. Oh, not in the pool, thankfully.
No, not
but,
in the pool, in the aquarium.
Yeah, it's always ranked in the usually top 3 pools in Vegas. We knew we wanted to spend some time at the pool. So that is why we chose Mandalay Bay.
Excellent, excellent. That's located way at the end of the strip. So how was it location-wise? Did you enjoy it? Did you take a cab a lot? How'd you get around from that point? We'll talk transportation later, but, I'm just curious.
It was really challenging at times. You're right. It's on the far end of the strip. So, yeah, we did take a lot of cabs to get to the other side. We went down to Fremont Street at one point. There is a nice little monorail from Mandalay Bay to the Luxor to the Excalibur. And then we were able to walk over to New York, and walk up the strip that way. But in Vegas, the strip's bigger than it looks, and it's
It's
hotter than it
huge.
looks. So I
it's
don't
hot.
recommend always walking. My feet were done by
A lot of walking.
by after dinner.
For just walking through the different resorts, right? Do you
Yeah.
have what's your most fun? What one do you like the best just to walk through? What
my
catches
gosh.
your eye?
That is this trip, because I stayed on a different side than I always stay Mirage on the other side. So
Oh yeah, that's way the other end.
yeah, so this is different. I liked Mandalay Bay quite a bit. A little confusing, get lost around. I loved the
That's
Luxor.
the idea. They want you to get lost when you're just trying to get through them.
That's
So
true.
you gamble. Like, I can't find my way out, and here's my money.
That is very true. Luxor I really liked. It reminded me of the Contemporary, and
Yeah.
so I enjoyed that resort a lot. Excalibur, I'm good. I don't need to go there. I do love New York, New York. I've actually stayed there before. A really fun one. We ate a meal in there. And then we sat at the Cosmopolitan, the Bellagio, really nice. And then the MGM Grand we were at for a show, and I will never stay there. That was stupid, like big and busy
Yeah,
and
MGM's
annoying.
huge. I stayed there my first trip to Vegas because it was really cheap. You know what the theme is of the MGM Grand?
Spend money,
Big, just big.
just
It's big.
big. Yeah.
That's it. That's the theme. Excalibur is like the discount theme. Like we're trying overly hard to be themed. I like Luxor. I agree. I like it. That's cool. I think it's the largest atrium in a hotel in the world, if my facts hold up from like 2004.
Okay. I will Google that after the
Might
show.
be slightly dated. I don't know. All right. So, how is Vegas right now as far as it comes to like number of people, tables being open, food availability? Do you have to plan things? Like, do you have to book a time at a blackjack table if you want to get it? And you were there over a weekend, which I don't advise to anybody ever, but go.
Yeah, I would not recommend Vegas right now. Vegas is what Disney would be if they opened up all the resorts to 100% capacity and still did not have all the restaurants open and none of the shows. Like, that's Vegas right now. It is 100% capacity, rough with the restaurants, and I don't know, maybe 10% of the shows are open. But yeah, there's just people on top of people, and they all got to go somewhere. So they were all at the casino, Doug. It was hard to find tables for anything.
Yeah. How were the minimums on like a Friday night on the strip? Were they just really jacked up because not only have they been slow for a year, people are back and it's a weekend? Like what type of
was shocked.
blackjack minimums are you talking?
Well, first off, we had one night. The first night we were there, we
So
tried
Thursday
to
night.
find. No, actually Friday night. Thursday we got in really late because our flight was delayed, so we ate, had a drink, passed out. So Friday night, we're like, we're going to find a blackjack table. My buddy Ryan loves blackjack. I don't like blackjack, but he wants to play. We physically could not find a blackjack table. There was waiting lines to get to blackjack tables.
It's not good business for a casino. You
No,
don't want
not at
people
all.
waiting to give you money.
Not only
What
that,
were the
I couldn't-
minimums then?
Most of them were $25.
Yeah, okay, no.
And all the crap tables were full. Everything was full. There's just people on top of people. It was frustrating. Like you're rubbing elbows. I'm like, am I in a pandemic? Is it over? I have no idea. I didn't feel comfortable at times with it being that full.
Dealers wearing masks?
Some,
Some.
depending on the
Okay.
casino that you went to. Some casinos were better than others. But yeah, the dealers about half and half.
Okay.
But no, what I was shocked was I remember seeing online like all the barriers like Disney has. Nope, I didn't see any of those really. A few, but none at like the
Well-
craps table or the poker. They're all down now.
In our show on Thursday, you'll hear about Disney's barriers.
Oh,
but,
okay, teaser.
Tease there. So, dining, short-staffed, but did you have a good meal at least a time or two?
Oh my gosh, I had so many good meals. The challenging thing right now is that not all dining is open. And like everywhere else in the country, everything is understaffed, which means you're going to be waiting a long time for food. We had one drinks at the Chandelier Bar where I watched the waitress. She had over 20 tables by herself. That is a nightmare scenario. So yeah, we tipped really well. But if you're there right now, it's going to be slow going. You got to be patient. There was a lot of lines. Like we tried to find breakfast every morning, and you're literally going to wait in a line for about 45 minutes to get into a table.
That's
and
why
so
you Amazon Prime your mini donuts.
that is exactly right, which I looked at doing, but wanted to eat a little bit better food than mini donuts.
Come on, Derek.
We did get on the ADRs and get a couple reservations once we realized how busy it was going to be. So I highly recommend doing that.
Was it all through one app, like Open Table, or
We did
what
one
app
through
were you
Open
using?
Table, and then we did another one where we went to the restaurant the day before and asked what their reservations were. So that one was good. We ate at the top of Mandalay Bay, and that one was a really good meal with a fun atmosphere and a good view.
Great view. The pictures were phenomenal. And for people that don't know, Open Table is an app that works across the country. There's actually some Disney Springs resort or dining that uses Open Table as well as Disney's reservation service. So like T-Rex, I even believe, because everybody needs to eat there.
Everybody does.
But there's quite a few different Disney Springs that are on Open Table. So if you don't have that downloaded on your phone before your Disney vacation, definitely do it before your Las Vegas vacation. So dining was a mess. Transportation, we kind of hit on. So did you do a lot of Ubering, or did you roll like a high roller at any point?
Well, you don't do Ubers in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just cabs are so much cheaper than Ubers, and especially right now, the surcharges are insane. Like at one point, I looked and the Uber to wherever we were going, for our show, was going to be $73, and cabs on average are about $20. And on the airport, it's a straight $20 fee. So
yeah,
it's just one
that's
of those
good.
things. If you go on any blogger right now, just use a taxi. Though the taxi lines are ridiculously long
They
because it's
always
so
have been.
busy. And I don't know, man. Well, it was a weekend, so they felt longer than
Weekend.
normal.
Yeah.
But at one point, I looked at Uber and no cars were available. So I don't know if there's just no Uber drivers either out there.
Well, if the cab, like, because they do control the pricing of the cabs,
Yep.
right, from the airport to where they've almost made it hard for Uber to get a huge foothold in Vegas. So it's possible there's just not that many Uber drivers there to begin with. So that might be part of it too. But yeah, the cab from the airport is great, and they don't have the monorail to the airport yet either, do they?
No.
The monorail that's on the other side of the strip, it's like so halfway built. I don't understand Vegas.
Someday. Vegas is a weird place. But we did go high roller one time. At one point, they said, hey, we're out of cabs. And so it's like, oh, what do? We got to get to our show. It's Andrea's birthday. And they go, we do have a limo. And she goes, I'll take a limo. And it's like, I guess we're going in a limo. So we jumped in a Hummer limo without asking prices or anything. But
That's always the way
it was
to
a
do
lot
it.
of fun, jamming out to music and having drinks in the limo and getting to our place. It was a good time.
More than the $20 cab ride.
Probably. Thankfully, shout out to my boy Ryan for paying for his wife's limo for her birthday.
Oh, so you don't even know.
I don't even know what it was.
Mystery. That's
No
probably,
idea.
probably for the best. I mean, is it really
But it
a
was
Vegas
fun. I
trip?
mean, yeah, I know. It was just
Not
it was
randomly
great.
in a mode of transportation.
Yep. And that night we actually did something else fun. We did the high roller, so the largest Ferris wheel for the longest time. It just got passed, but that was pretty cool to do that over Vegas. It's a 30-minute ride, totally worth it. And yeah, recommend
What
it.
resort is that by? What
To
do you
the
have
link,
to go to?
right by the link.
the link.
So by the Flamingo, across from the Bellagio, Paris area.
Okay. All right. Now, you're talking about getting to a show. What shows did you see?
We saw two. The first one we saw was Cirque du Soleil. And if you don't know, I am a massive Cirque du Soleil fan. Oh, wow. Cirque du Soleil, Doug. It's been a long...
Cirque. Just say Cirque.
Cirque. We'll
It's a
call it
big
Cirque.
Cirque fan.
Yes.
So
Obviously, I'm a
is-
fan when I can't even say the word right. But
O
I've
is
seen it.
water-based,
It
right?
is. It's
Because
actually
that's
French,
French
for water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was incredible, amazing, 10 out of 10. I've been wanting to see that for the longest time. It did not disappoint, and my expectations were through the roof.
Is that the longest running Cirque show in Vegas, I
No,
believe?
Misery is.
Misery is. Okay. I know O was there when I went my very first time back in like 2003.
And as of this show, I'm pretty sure it's the only one open right now.
Makes sense too.
They got to get these things open. They did have masks on for some of the performance. No one in the audience did, but some of the performers had masks on, especially at the end and when they went through the audience members. So that was interesting to see.
Yeah.
But since it's water-based, they all had water and stuff. But it was incredible. I cannot say enough good things about this show.
Very cool. And then what was the other show you saw?
We saw Jabberwockies, which I'd never really heard about.
Oh, you haven't?
I hadn't.
We've talked about them on this show.
Really?
I think Halloween Horror Nights or something like that.
No.
Kent's gone on a little rant. I don't believe he likes them.
Okay, well, I love them now. So that show was incredible as well. Lights, music, interactive with the theater and the crowd, cheering. It was phenomenal. And even had about a minute worth of Disney songs in there that they danced to out of nowhere. And so I was thrilled. So it's definitely worth it. And it's in the MGM Grand, but smaller venue and really, really cool what they were able to do.
Yeah. I might be wrong. Might have been a different America's Got Talent show that Kent doesn't like that was at Halloween Horror Nights, but it might have been
This was America's Next Best Dance Crew, if I remember.
Oh, that does sound way more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
America's
dance,
something
I'm realizing.
best. Yeah. So I might be wrong on my rant there. Sorry. but something like them was
Yeah.
at Halloween. Replaced Bill and Ted's or Beetlejuice, and everybody got mad. Trying to remember if it was Jabberwockies or someone else. Anyway, so you like them. How many 10s out of 10s?
Oh, 10 out of 10 for both shows. I was beyond thrilled with what we were able to see, especially when there's only 6 or 7 shows open right now. So I feel like we won the lottery with the 2 we picked.
You know, I haven't been to a big show in Vegas. When we've gone, we've done like small comedy type of stuff. Like we did Second City one time, and that was fun because, I mean, got to see all kinds of famous people in that. But O is something I've always wanted to see. Or Love. That'd be a
Oh, I
good
saw
one.
Love. Love was incredible.
That one needs to come back, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they're,
All right.
from what I understand, it's getting there. That one's getting pretty close to coming back.
Cool. Okay. Did you make any money?
Of course I made money, Doug. What type of gambler do you think I am? I'm
Average
actually
gambler that
I'm
loses
not
money?
really much of a gambler at all. I did play blackjack for an hour, and thank goodness I broke even. Got some free drinks at the casino, so I'll call it a win. I actually got down to my last bet. I was at a $15 table and worked my way back. So really glad for that. And then my favorite game at a casino is craps. I love it, but it's really expensive right now. And I walked away with $10. And as soon as I had $10, I said, I'm good. I'm done. I'm out. So I made $10. And then my wife played 2 rounds of roulette, 2 nights of roulette with Andrea, and she ended up walking away with $31. So the Sassmans made $41 in Vegas, which barely covers a drink, but we still walked away with $41.
I mean, that's a bottle of water in some places in Vegas.
It really is. I am always thrown off guard every time I go to Vegas with 2 things. One, the smoke. I always forget you can smoke in casinos. I don't know why that like just escapes my memory and brain.
We haven't been able to smoke in restaurants for 20 years.
And then you walk
Right?
in and you're just like, oh my gosh. And now marijuana is legal in Vegas. And so you'll be walking in and you'll get hit with a random hit of just like thick marijuana smell. And you're just like, oh, I forgot that that's legal here too.
Vegas is a interesting place.
Yep. So always forget that. And then I always forget how expensive drinks are in Vegas. I don't know who's doing the math. Like it makes airport drinks look cheap.
Yeah, when you're excited to get back to the airport for cheaper drinks, that's bad.
That it blew my mind. A couple of the places that I was like, oh, I could make this at home for a nickel, but I will pay $20 here.
So Disney drinks, cheaper or about the same?
A little bit cheaper at Disney. Just a pinch, not much. I had a few old fashions at Disney, a few at different casinos, and yeah, Disney was a little cheaper.
Even the Enchanted Rose old fashioned was
Well,
that
that one
a
was
hair
terrible.
cheaper?
No, that was $20 and not worth it.
That was the most expensive bar we went to.
That was by
I think,
far and away
hands
the
down
most
by
expensive bar,
it was
yeah.
like $5 more for everything there, and yeah. So Enchanted Rose was the thumbs down of the bars. But anyway, any other Disney related things at Las Vegas that you
I
did?
saw Mickey.
Oh, Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse was at Disney, or not? He left Disney to go to Vegas.
Well, there's no character meet and greets at Disney, so he's got to do something.
I
to
guess
pay the
so.
bills.
So he was outside the Bellagio watching the fountains and
course.
taking pictures with people. And I put a picture on Patreon page of what Mickey looks like in Vegas. And at one point, Mickey took off his hat and I was
right
just
there.
like, oh, yeah, you can't get away with that at Disney. I almost said something, but I didn't. But yeah,
Well, he would have expected a tip had he listened to you. So
true. So, but yes, Mickey was at the Bellagio.
I mean, at least he knows where to be, a high rolling fancy place.
The fountain show, by the way, still amazing and still going on.
That's good. What amazes me is that Disney hasn't done something essentially like that. I mean, they've had 25 years to mimic and copy it.
I mean, they did out west.
Kinda, but
Yeah.
not nearly as big.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the fountains are not nearly as large as the Bellagio. Bellagio, they're getting up there. Mm-hmm. Where
I mean,
World
you
of
could do
Color is
something
neat,
in-
but it's not that.
Why couldn't you do something in Crescent Lake, for the people
Right.
leaving Epcot and Beach Yacht? I mean, those are
Just
high-end
all it is
resorts.
lights and moving water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put some Disney music behind it. And they only play one song every 15 minutes.
No, it's not.
We got Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. Oh, and proud to be an American.
That's a combination if I've ever heard anything.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's right. Celine Dion and proud to be American. Yeah, that sums up Vegas in one sentence.
That does. Well, and I was surprised with how many kids were there. Like that was a big shock to me. I know family trips like to go to Vegas, but even with being in the time we're at the end of the pandemic and stuff, it's just still a surprise to see as many young ones as there were.
I'm always shocked when like my favorite is like it's like midnight, you're in the casino, and then you see like somebody walk past with like 2 or 3 kids.
Oh, 1:30 in the morning, and I saw that.
I get it if like you have your luggage, your flight got in, you're going towards the elevators. But when you're not sitting anywhere between check-in and the elevators and there's no luggage, I just don't quite get it.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, and if that's you, that's awesome. You know, you do you with family vacations and everything.
Yeah.
But
explain it to me. Maybe.
Yeah, I just like I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know if I would take my 3 kids here. So, my daughter's like, I'm ready to go to Vegas. I'm like, when you're, I don't know, 16 at the earliest, we'll say.
I think it'd be even worse then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The first time I went to Vegas, I was 18.
Interesting.
I still had a lot of fun. Did the like roller coaster at New York. We did the Excalibur show, Tournament of Kings, and yeah, it was a good trip.
I don't know. I was in the MGM one night and watching my friends lose money, and me and the other guy that already had a kid, we were like, nope, that's like a whole box of diapers you just wasted in one hand. But anyway, we kept seeing all these people, like girls go past with like really young looking guys. We finally realized it was a prom in the MGM. Okay. That was where, as a parent of a daughter, I was like, nope, not moving here.
We talked to a lot of locals, so yeah, it's an interesting place for sure.
So was it enough Vegas? Did you get all your Vegas?
3 days is all you ever need in Vegas, and that's all I ever do when I go to Vegas. Just 3 days in and out, see a couple shows, eat some nice meals. Hope you get some cheap flights down there, and yeah.
How was your flight home?
Oh, it sucked. 3-hour delay, Doug. 3 hours. You were getting angry text messages. The text messages you were sending me last week, I was now sending back to you on our delay. Because that's one airport I don't really want to be stuck in. We need to do a show. We'll do a Patreon show sometime of ranking bad airports.
Sounds good. All right, so Vegas, open, but not all the way.
Yep, maybe not the best time to go. Hopefully 6 months, a year, when everything is open again, Vegas will be a great place to go.
Excellent.
And if you want to book a trip to Vegas, guess what? Michelle booked my trip. So thank you to her for doing all the work. In fact, this was probably the least planned trip I have ever done, which was great. So thank you, Michelle, for helping me out on that. And if you want to book a trip to Vegas or pretty much anywhere, you should email her. Her email is in the show notes, and get starting on that vacation right now. But we need to get to another show for this week and a Patreon show. So if you want to listen and be part of our Patreon community, check out that in the show notes as well. But for Doug, I'm Derek. I'm going to get the poker chips ready. Doug and I are going to go head to head. We're going to see who wins. And that is going to be the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening to Rope Drop Radio.